I got on my Duran concert shirt and I just want y'all to see it real bad. I'm trying to fix my bra. I'm on my maternity little pregnancy ball thing. Welcome back, humans. It's been a long time. So many things that went on in my absence. The obvious is in the title. Yeah. I have a child. Oh man. Are they still paying teenage mothers to share their lives on television? I am here today to tell all the pregnancy tea that went on during my year-long pregnancy. Pregnancy is a year. It's 10 months, but it's a year. If someone tells you pregnancy is 9 months, they're lying. It's not 9 months, it's 10 months. No one asked me for this video, by the way. But I've been asked a lot of questions via Instagram about pregnancy, the journey, what went on before, what went on after. So I'm gonna do a video and y'all gonna watch it to the end, okay? I wanna start off by saying that if you are looking to hear a story about a pregnancy that is soft and whimsical and fairy tale like, you can go. You can leave, because this ain't that. I did not enjoy a pregnancy. Oh, I'm so ashamed. It was okay. It was okay. Not quite what I expected. We're gonna go through a trimester by trimester breakdown of my personal experience and how everything played out, okay? I actually have notes. I'm hoping the video is helpful to somebody, for real, for real. So let's talk about first trimester. Let's go back some. Let's talk about how I got pregnant, other than the obvious. Yes, my pregnancy was planned. I was actively trying to become pregnant. The reason why it still came as a surprise is because I had been trying to get pregnant for about 9 months. It did not happen right away for me. So by the time I got pregnant, I had had a lot of months of sadness and disappointment. So by the time it happened, I was a little checked out of trying to get pregnant. Like, I wasn't even testing month to month anymore, which is how it snuck up on me a little bit. I was almost at the year mark where I was like, am I fit? Am I fit for this? Am I going to get pregnant? So yeah, 9 months. I got pregnant in May of 2023, end of April, beginning of May, and was unaware that I was pregnant. Also in the month of May, there was my 32nd birthday and the release of my first single. So I was doing a lot of celebrating in May, a lot of celebrating. I was not conducting myself as a woman who was pregnant because I didn't know I was pregnant. I was turned up. Found out I was pregnant. Do I have a video? Let me insert a clip. Oh God. Okay. Bro, there's a baby. Buddy. We gotta do another one to make sure. God. Oh my God. Yeah, so found out I was pregnant, very excited, obviously, because I was wanting to be pregnant. It just was taking longer than I thought it was going to take. First trimester was the things I kind of expected. I had insane morning sickness, which shouldn't be called morning sickness. It's just sickness. I threw up all day, every day for the whole first trimester. I'm talking 3-4 times a day, sometimes 5. In the morning, in the afternoon, at night, in the evenings. I had the worst morning sickness, all day sickness. It was tragic. I threw up all day, all the time. Um, I was exhausted all the time because I couldn't keep food down. Um, I'm a little anemic. And just pregnancy is tiring as hell. So yeah, I was pretty much living off of sips of water and Ensure. I would eat some crackers sometimes, but I was doing 2 to 3 Ensures a day, a few sips of water, and that was really it. So first trimester was a little rocky. Um, I ended up losing about 30 pounds during first trimester. My doctor was very much like, okay, second trimester, we need to try to get something to stick, a little bit of food to stick. I was in bed all the time. I was feeling very crazy. Everything's different. Everything felt different. Oh God, I hated the smell of fish. I was ready to file divorce papers uh, for Jeremy because he kept cooking fish during the first trimester. And I didn't told you. I didn't told you. Stop. But we made it. We're still married. I also was still actively running during first trimester. Running felt good though. I would throw up like 5 minutes before I went outside, but the running part was good. It was very therapeutic. Listening to music while running. I don't know how it worked out that way, but running was good. So I had already been running, so I continued to run during first trimester, and that worked out really well. And the weather was really good, so I enjoyed being outside. I was outside with Jeremy. People kept telling me after first trimester, second trimester would be lovely. I would feel amazing. I would feel, that's when the whimsical part of pregnancy would kick in. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. The vomiting stopped. I started eating fish again. Like literally, it was like overnight switch. Jeremy was like, "Oh, so we eat fish now." It was cool. Is my baby crying? Okay, she just whining. Second trimester was sad. Second trimester was when I realized pregnancy is kicking my ass. Because all of the things I expected happened during first trimester. The things I didn't expect was starting to happen in second trimester. I was extremely sad. I felt like I was not being productive. I was experiencing depression for the first time, and it was alarming. I didn't know what was going on. And because everyone had told me I was going to feel so much better in second trimester, the fact that I did not made me feel even worse. Because you go through this thing of like, you wanted this baby so bad, you wanted to be pregnant so bad, the audacity of you to not be excited and happy and feel good during this pregnancy. Are you deserving? Are you worthy? So many things go through your mind. Lean on your resources. Tell your doctor, talk to your therapist. I had a couple people I leaned on very hard. Any articles about prenatal depression, what it looked like, what it was, why we go through it. Jeremy and I have been together for 10 years. We were married for 7. So it wasn't like, I just felt like we were super ready for this, and I just couldn't understand why I was feeling the way I was. I was excited to be pregnant. I was grateful to be pregnant. Being grateful to be pregnant and enjoying pregnancy are two different things. And just because you're not enjoying a pregnancy does not mean you're not grateful for it. You check in with somebody, be transparent with your partner. Y'all, I thought I was going to be on the gram, in fits, belly bumping. I didn't even share that I was pregnant until I was 6 months pregnant. I was literally going into the third trimester. I wasn't doing any preparing for the baby. Jeremy got our car seats, the bassinets. I picked out the rug in the baby room. Everything else he did. And that's not like me, y'all. I thought I was going to be out shopping every day for the baby, buying all this stuff, doing all. I was a hermit. I was in the house. I didn't go nowhere. I was really in a sad state. Like I was feeling very low. I was able to come out of it. My husband, wonderful. Also during second trimester, I was eating like a big dog, okay? Them 30 pounds I lost in first trimester, 20 of them came back. Spicy foods, hot foods. It was the Flaming Hot Doritos. Cool Ranch Flaming Hot Doritos. I was back on water, not heavy, but just regular. Loving juice. And let me tell you something, a crispy Coke. A crispy Coke was my jam. Fresh, little ice on it, crispy. Second trimester as far as exercise, I was walking. I wasn't running anymore. I was walking. Jeremy was using the walks to get me outside, get me out of my funk, help me kind of try to feel a little bit better some days. Some days it worked, some days it didn't. Also, I need to mention during second trimester, we were also looking for a house. So we were house hunting, and the stress of that was just not helping. It was a lot going on during second trimester. It was crazy. Third trimester, we moved into this house. I started sharing my pregnancy publicly. I was feeling better, but third trimester is crazy because you're pregnant as hell. I'm talking about your shirt is tight. Your shirt is tight. Your clothes are tight. I couldn't even wear my leggings. My leggings were like cut off my circular. You pregnant in third trimester. Third trimester, started guzzling water, became besties with water, and I still feel the same way. Crispy Coke, crispy cold water. Before I was pregnant, I liked room temperature water. Pregnancy, crispy cold water. Started working out again. It was a colder, so I wasn't outside running. So I was working out in the basement, boxing, row machine, circuits. I was getting it in third trimester. I was getting it in. I felt like a little boosted energy. I was working out like 4 or 5 days a week. Third trimester was good for workouts. All the pain kicks in: back pain, hips, vagina bone, your ass, everything. It hurts. It's sore. It all feels like it's gonna fall and hit the ground. It's crazy. It's bearable. Sleep is shit. You can't roll over. A little indigestion in the night. Regular food consumption wasn't a deficit like first trimester, but also wasn't greedy like second trimester. It kind of evened out. I didn't go through many physical changes, like pregnancy nose or, like swelling or fat feet or anything. I feel like my nose started looking pregnant like the last 2-3 weeks I was pregnant. The last 3 weeks to a month maybe. And it was like some days. My hands also started swelling, and I couldn't fit my wedding rings, but they're back on now. And they're back on comfortably. Because it was some jokes on Instagram. My feet didn't swell. They didn't get any bigger, I said, look, God, you're powerful, you're strong. You have the power to do whatever you want to do during this pregnancy. If you make my feet bigger than what they already are, you gotta see me. We're not good. We will not be good, okay? Now, I tell you what did happen. My skin is dry. My skin got so dry during pregnancy. Also, the hyperpigmentation that I already had. Can you see a little bit right there? You see it? Right there? And on my neck, the hyperpigmentation I already had got like significantly worse. My neck has always been a little darker than my face and my chest. And it's like, you see? But hyperpigmentation definitely happened, and my skin was dry, like flaky. Like I would do my skincare routine, and an hour later I'd be at work and scratch my face, and skin would just, it was not cute. I did lean more towards sweets at the end of pregnancy and had to stay away from the spicy foods like I was consuming the first 2 trimesters or the second trimester, because I was starting to experience like heartburn from it during the 3rd trimester, which explains why my baby came out with so much hair. My delivery was cool. I went in for a vaginal birth and ended up in an emergency C-section. My baby's here. She's healthy. She's fine. Mama's healthy. Mama's fine. A little scary, but it was fine. I had an OB when I first got to Atlanta. And when I went to tell her that I was pregnant, she was 8 months pregnant. So she was getting ready to refer me to another doctor in her office. Another doctor in her office that I was not comfortable seeing. As Black women, when it comes to healthcare, we got to be very specific. We got to advocate for what we want and what we feel comfortable with. And I was not comfortable with the provider she was transferring me to. So I needed to find a new office. Got some recommendations from some friends, some people at work, and landed at this one doctor's office. I get to the doctor's office, I make an appointment. I find out that the doctor that I've been referred to is retiring, okay? And not necessarily taking new patients. So I'm like, okay. The practice explains to me that, the way they do their care, you see everyone in the office at least once during your pregnancy. That way, regardless of who delivers, you're comfortable with whatever happens the day you have your baby. So they were like, so you weren't gonna see her every day anyway, whatever. Okay, cool. I feel very comfortable at the office. I've read the reviews and feeling good about it. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. Okay. So I go to my first appointment and I'm walking through the office and I see this beautiful black woman with locks and she has on a white coat. And I say, Hope. Now, mind you, that's not who I went to originally see. Oh, girl, come down the hallway. I said, who that? They were like, oh, that's Dr. So-and-so. And I was like, what her panel look like? And they were like, oh, you want to, absolutely, we can get you switched over to her panel, blah, blah, blah. We can get you on her panel. She's not retiring anytime soon. Young, like late 30s, young. I meet Dr. Oates. You guys, I never felt so loved and so cared for in my life, okay? She's intelligent. She's beautiful. She's so sweet. She's very thoughtful. She makes great eye contact. She's intentional with her words. I'm in love, you guys. I'm obsessed, okay? But keep in mind, you never know who's gonna deliver your baby, so you gotta know everybody. So I ended up meeting everybody in the office with the exception of the doctor I originally went to see. Never met her, never had an appointment with her. I'm already in love with another doctor, so it's okay if I never meet her. I was fine with that. I felt like every time I had an appointment where I was having like a hard time or struggling, it just so happened that I would see her that day. So it was just like perfect timing, divine intervention. Everything was everything, okay? When I found out my umbilical cord was going through the side of my placenta versus the center, which is considered abnormal, um, I was toe down. I was broke down. Y'all stay off Google. Just ask your doctor. Stay off Google, okay? Oh my God, your baby gonna be small. Your baby gonna have birth defects. There's gonna be issues. I'm just reading all kind of craziness. So I go to Dr. Oates and she walks in the room and I burst into tears. I am boo-hooing, okay? I am bawling. Her whole care team is like wiping my tears, rubbing my back, rocking me like a baby, okay? So I built this beautiful relationship and I'm doing my birth plan and I'm sitting in the doctor's office with the coordinator and she's like, yeah, she's like, we're gonna induce, because let me tell you something, my girl wasn't coming. She was not budging. Okay, that girl took me the whole 40 weeks of pregnancy. And I had friends who were like, oh, my water broke at 36. Oh, I had my baby at 37. Oh, I had my baby at 30 weeks. 40. All of them. She was not budging, okay? She came like a day early. It was like 39 weeks and 6 days. Like she was like, I'm cozy where I'm at, okay? Cozy, Beyonce. So they scheduled this induction. I'm working with the coordinator and they're like, Dr. So-and-so, which is the original doctor I went to see, is gonna be the one delivering your baby. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never met her. I've been pregnant for 10 months. I've never met her. I've never even seen her. I've seen her in passing once. Never had a conversation with her. I find it odd that I was originally told that I needed to see everyone in the office to be comfortable with who's gonna deliver my baby, and the person who's delivering my baby I've never met. I've met everyone in this office with the exception of her. And they're like, oh, well, you should be excited. You got the best of the best. You've got the cream of the crop. You got this, that, and the other, whatever, whatever. And I'm just like, why my doctor not delivering my baby? You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with it, but I'm not 100 with it. So I talked to Jeremy about it. I talked to God about it. And I'm just like, God is in your hands, okay? Get to the hospital for the day of induction. I end up being there longer than I need to be. One of the nurses that I was working with my first day or two forgot to administer medication that was supposed to soften my cervix and ended up keeping me there a day or two longer than I needed to be for the actual induction. I got there on Monday. I didn't have my baby until Wednesday, which is normal. Induction can take 2-3 days or whatever. But there was a fumble. Do you know what I mean? And as upset as I was about it when it happened, it absolutely called everyone in the room to have a conversation about transparency and what the birth plan was and sticking to it and making sure we're communicating clearly. And Jeremy was standing right there having most of the conversation for me. What I had to keep in mind is that when God has a plan, he will use even a fool if he needs to make sure that his plan goes as he sees fit. Okay. I'm now in labor for 2 days in this hospital, and I'm tired. I am tired. I am tired. I'm exhausted. I've gotten the epidural. I'm still feeling pain. My water has broken. My water has broken. My water has been broken for almost 24 hours. My baby has barely any fluid in the belly. At this point, I have still not seen or met the doctor that's supposed to be delivering my baby. Still. That's a problem for me. I don't know why you haven't been by here to say something. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on. And I keep saying, God, I'm trusting you. I know that you're in control. I know that you know what you're doing. I'm trusting you. When I get to the last hour where I'm about to explode and I'm like going to lose it on everyone in the hospital, I'm laying in the bed. My contractions are on 10. I'm exhausted. I'm in pain. I hear my room door open. I hear Dr. Oates say, Jasmine. And when I heard her voice, everything in my body relaxed. I said, Dr. Oates? She pulled that curtain back and she was standing there, and Jabria was on her right, our midwife, and her other midwife, Kia, was on the left. And they looked like Charlie's Angels. They looked like the Powerpuff Girls. I was bawling. Now, mind you, they told me that Dr. Oates couldn't deliver my baby because they didn't work with the schedule for the previous day. So basically, it's the foolish ass nurse that forgot to administer the medication prolonged delivery by a day, which knocked me off the schedule of the other provider and landed me on Dr. Oates' day. They're caring for me. They're caring for me, y'all. They're caring for me. Like, when I say big God, I'm talking about the big one, not the little one. And I was like, I thought that it was the wrong schedule. And Dr. Oates was like, it's fine. She was like, I got on call this morning and asked them who was in the hospital. And when they told me you was in the hospital, I came right away. And not only did she come with one of her midwives, she said, I called both of them to see if they could come too. Not the dream team. I was turned up. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'm ready to have the baby now. Let's do it. I'm 10 centimeters dilated. It's time to push. Let's go. In the nick of time. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. They can feel her head. But my cervix is not giving. It is not quite soft enough. And my baby is in there with the water's gone. The water is broken. My baby is struggling, okay? She's very much for vaginal birth, but she's also for a safe delivery. And so we're pushing, we're doing our thing. We're trying to get through it, but the cervix is not soft enough. And Jordan, that's my baby's name, by the way, Jordan. I'm listening to her heart monitor and her heart rate drops. And Dr. Oates looked up. I saw her look up and she was like, okay, Jordan's heart rate just dropped longer than we like. You know, sometimes it drops for short periods of time, but it was longer than we liked. It's no longer floating in liquid and water because it's gone. She's laying on her umbilical cord, her heart rate is dropping. It dropped too many times for me. It dropped the first time, and I said, okay, let's push. And when it dropped that second time, take me to the OR. Yeah. Take me to the OR. And Dr. Oates was like, it's your decision. You decide. Take me to the OR. Take me to the OR. My baby heart rate has dropped twice. Roll me out. Let's go do this. And we rolled out of there and we went to the OR and we did an emergency C-section to get my baby out. Yeah, so she's here. She's safe. She's gorgeous. Childbirth is beautiful. It was, first of all, she's definitely an OBGYN, but she's more a surgeon than anything. Watching her do that C-section, she was in her element. She was in the zone. And I thought it was just me having like an outer body magical experience. It's like, you ever seen somebody really enjoy what they do for a living? Like, obviously, like, delivering babies is probably fun, but it was crazy how much she was just magical. It was like an aura was coming from her. It was crazy. She's a gorgeous little girl. She's so pretty. I'm gonna share her eventually on socials, but I'm really just taking this first month to be selfish and enjoy her beauty. So that's all the pregnancy tea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all want to see my maternity photos? Hold on. Yes, queen. Yes. Period. What? That's the video. If you have any questions outside of the information that was given in this video, just drop it in the comment section. If you experience some of the same things in pregnancy, let's chat about it. You feel like you're crazy, you're not. It's a part of the journey. Everybody's journey is different. Hang tight, because at the end of the day, 10 out of 10 recommend. 100% would do it again for my baby girl. All right, that's it. That's the pregnancy tea, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.